I'm fucking exhausted, but really, really happy to be here. Germany, you've kicked the crap right out of me. I every night said I was gonna go to bed by 10 o'clock. I made myself a liar. I think I got to bed by 4:30 last night. But how good do I look still? I mean, round of applause. There you go. All right.
I think, wow, my microphone's not so loud. I have to whisper. So we talked about, of course, Sons of Anarchy the past 2 days at the Q&A here. So can you explain to someone who has never seen the show how it is about and what it meant for you personally to be in that show?
No, I can't. No, I'm not going to talk about that. Sons of Anarchy. Well, those of you who have heard this the last 2 days, I'm sorry, but we've got some new faces in the crowd. Sons of Anarchy is a pretty big motherfucking hit, and it's thanks to you guys, thanks to the fans, because it's Kurt Sutter created this thing 7 years ago, and we just wrapped 2 weeks ago. Very sad day on set. I think we're all elated that we got through it. I can't say who lived and who died, but it's over, and it's been the greatest ride. And our fans are literally the best in the world, so give yourself a round of applause, honestly. Yeah, we talked about this, but like Theo and Boone and I went to Australia in March, and we almost didn't get out of that country. We felt like the Beatles. We really did. The show's so massive around the world. So I don't do many of these shows. I think this is the third like signing thing I've done. I get invited every weekend, but I don't do them much. So thanks for having me, and it's been an incredible time for me, so thank you.
So when you had to get into the part, into your character, how do you prepare for that?
No, I'm not answering that question. How do I prepare for it? Well, I eat breakfast in the morning like you do. I take, the odd bowel movement, and I pee, and I eat, and I sleep, and I work out. And then I get ready to play Tig. Tig's been an incredible ride. Kurt Sutter, I don't know if you guys know this, but we had to reshoot the pilot. I wasn't in the original pilot. And so when John Landgraf, our fearless leader at FX, decided to pick the show up, he needed to replace Clay. The original Clay wasn't what they were looking for, so they cast Ron Perlman. My good buddy Clay, Ron Perlman, is just the most amazing actor on the planet. They cast him and they cast me. They didn't have Tig, they didn't have a sergeant at arms. So when I originally auditioned, I have not done a regular on a television show. I never wanted to before. But when I read this script, it was January of that year. I went in, I read for Clay, I was too young. I read for Bobby, but I wasn't quite right for Bobby. So I said goodbye, and 3 months go by, and I got called to meet Sutter at 5 o'clock on a Wednesday. And Tig was gonna start shooting the next day at 5 o'clock in the morning. So you can imagine, I didn't even know who this guy was, and I'm very picky with my parts. I say no all the time. And I'm very lucky to be in that position. I've worked very hard. And so when I met Kurt, I said, you've got to show me something. And he showed me one scene, and it was one of the most violent things, funny, but violent. And I said, this guy's not for me. I have no desire to play a sociopath. I'm not, thank you. And he goes, no, wait. This guy is gonna be funny, he's gonna cry, he's gonna have a huge heart, he's gonna be loyal, he's gonna be freaky, he's gonna be scary, but he's gonna come full circle. Please take this ride with me. And the rest is history. I'm really glad I said yes.
We are open for questions from the audience. Wer hat eine Frage? Wer möchte eine Frage stellen? Questions over there? Yeah, come to the stage, please.
Get your ass up here. Turn around, show your pretty face.
The show is rated MA for mature audiences. Why is it going? Sons of Anarchy is rated MA for mature audiences. Why isn't there any more cursing and profanity? Nudity and cursing? F-bombs?
So the question is there nudity and profanity? Is that the question? Oh, why is there not more? Can someone remove that man, please? My father just suddenly showed up. I mean, no, but you're a very good-looking man, Jeffrey. Say hi to Jeffrey Kramer. Everybody say hi to Jeffrey. No, thank you for your question. You can sit down now. Get off the stage. I love you. You're very nervous. No, here's the thing that Europeans just have it together. You do. You really, truly do. In America, you can show all these bullets and blood, but you can't show a nipple. Oh, God forbid. In Europe, you've really got it together about the body and the human condition, and I love you all for that. In the States, unless it's HBO, Showtime, those are cable companies that you pay for. They can show anything. FX is still at 10 o'clock. You can show more than a network show, but you can't show as much as a true cable HBO show. So, like our show, you can say shit, you can say crap, you can say prick. Well, you've watched it, you know what we can say, but you can't say the F word, can't say the C word, and God forbid you show a nipple. But that's why. There's just regulations in the States that FX is, but we are a 10 o'clock show, so we can show more than a 8 o'clock show, if that makes sense.
So Kim, can you tell us a little bit about the production process, where the show is shot and a typical day on set?
No. Yes. A typical day, okay, so there's 13 shows. It takes us 5.5 months to film. An average day is 16 hours. We start at 6 in the morning and work for 16 hours. As the week goes on, we progress into night shooting when we have night shooting. And it's fucking hot. I mean, we're in leather and people are passing out all the time, the poor crew. It's 110 degrees sometimes, a lot. So it's a really very hot show to shoot. I was number 5. Kramer, what would I do without you? I actually drank with that man till 5 in the morning. Yeah. We had a lot of fun.
Do we have questions from the audience? Over there, please come to the stage. Run.
How does it feel to punch Bruce Willis in the face?
How does it feel to punch Bruce Willis in the face? This is a cool story. Well, maybe it sucks, but I'm going to tell it anyway. So we shoot The Last Boy Scout. That was my very first ever big movie. And when it opened, I happened to be in Toronto filming another movie, so I couldn't go to the LA screening, so they invited me for opening night in Toronto. And I walked up to the front of the stage. No one knew who the hell I was, really. And when I got to the front of the stage, packed, I said, well, all I can say is, if you like Bruce Willis, you're gonna love this movie. And if you don't like Bruce Willis, you're gonna love this movie because I kicked the shit out of him. So everyone seemed to like that. It was great punching him in the face over and over and over. I didn't actually punch him in the face, but it sure looked like it.
So before you became a regular on Sons of Anarchy, you starred in many television shows as a guest star. Is there a favorite show you have worked on?
I think one of my favorite shows is Entourage. Did any of you see my work on Entourage? Were you? No? Ooh. Ooh. Kramer? Kramer? Not even you? I did a couple of shows on Entourage. I did the third season, one show. And it wasn't really a big part, but I loved the show and they really wanted me to, so I did it. And then 4 years went by and the final season, what the producers wanted to do was bring back some of their favorite cast, like guest stars. So they asked me to come back and I said to my agents, I said, I'll only go back if they really write for me. Like it's gotta be something. Well, if you have nothing to do, pick up the final season of Entourage and watch this guy that I played. It was fairly magical. Yeah.
Another question from the audience. Frage aus dem Publikum. Encourage? Encourage. Gibt's auch auf DVD. So you can get the show here in Germany. Yeah, you can. So, Fragen traut sich keiner. They don't have questions. What do we do now? Over there. Over there. Come.
Why do you die in all your movies? And will you make them where you... And will you make more where you don't die?
I think Sean Bean and myself have died in more movies than anyone in the history of making movies. I think I give good death. I think I give good death. In fact, there's someone out there, I think from England, who made a reel of like 38 of my deaths. If you haven't seen it, look it up on YouTube. It's pretty fucking hysterical. I give good death. That's all I can say.
So Kim, you also worked on the movie Waterworld. Can you tell us something about that?
Little Waterworld, yeah. I had the greatest time doing Waterworld because when I talked to Costner and Kevin Reynolds on the phone before I went to Hawaii, I said, I think this guy, the Drifter, that was my name, the Drifter, I think he's a survivor on the ocean and by himself. I mean, he's obviously completely homeless person. He's mad, not, like he's crazy, but he's got to be strong to survive. And they said, I absolutely agree. So I really got to lose some weight, but stayed pretty strong in that. I had an Irish, Welsh, English, Scottish fucked up accent, and that seemed to work really well. Jeannie Triplehorn was scared poopless of me. We had a lot of fun doing that scene in the bottom of the boat, for those of you who remember the movie. But Waterworld was one of those last big, huge productions that cost way too much money to make. But in the end, it's become a bit of a cult classic, so I was really, really glad to be in it.
So, wir könnten noch eine Frage aus dem Publikum. One more question. Anybody? Okay, Kim, so tell us, maybe we talked about that yesterday, what's next for you, what are your plans, what would you wish or like to do?
It's so exciting for me to have discovered my love for television. I've done all these movies, and I can't wait to be available again to do all those movies again. But television, especially in cable, and for women, have some of the best written scripts ever. So I think for me, it was a part of my growth to understand the power of really good writing on television. So for me, I'm looking for my show now. It's time for my show. And I've got everybody writing for me and thinking about it, and I'm just really excited to see what's next for Kim Coates when it comes to like a show for me. And then I'm getting back to my movies. I've got 3 or 4 movies planned pretty soon in the new year. And so whether you like my hair or not, it's probably gonna be gone. Whether you like this grizzle or not, it's probably gonna be gone. I can't wait to get fat and bald and have a German accent and kick ass and a great movie, because I love doing accents. But I'm really blessed to be here with you guys because of Sons of Anarchy's power and my movies. They invited me over here, so really, thanks for having me. I love my fans very, very much, and thanks.
So I'm very sorry, our time is up for today, so this is your last Q&A for the weekends. Any final thoughts, any comments you want to share with the audience?
I just have to say that I can never drink beer again because this is the best beer on the planet. Thank God my wife is with me because the women are fucking beautiful. Thank God for the food in this beautiful country because it's just, I've just had the greatest time. So thanks for having me and see you later.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kim Coate.